we told you guys leading up to this, but I guess first, welcome to Wizards Outlook. You know, we got Raymond Lyons, Cardo W. Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr., and as you see scrolling across the bottom of the screen, the New York Knicks. You know, keep a big hand on the Wizards tonight, 131 to 113. Uh, Look, man, I don't have much. Um, we told you guys what this potentially could be. We talked about the outlier type night the front court had against the other team in New York, and that still resulted in a loss. Tonight, we kind of told y'all what was going to happen. Cardell was reminding us of great stories of Julius Randle, the bully, who apparently was born that way. He's been bullying folks for quite a while. This new evolved version of him, all-star version of him, I don't know what y'all would have expected tonight. That's a tall task. Mitchell Robinson was back tonight as well. Like, it's a big athletic front court that just gives folks troubles. Like, at the very worst, at the end of the day, they got a 7-footer is out there hopping around like Tigger. Like, he's just down there moving. But it started early in this one. Like, and this is the thing. We've been talking about the turnovers and whatnot. That all-star backcourt, one all-star this year, former perennial all-star, however you want to call it. They keep giving the ball up, and it's costing them. There's not another way to say it. You want to hold folks accountable, right? That's what it's supposed to be about. And you can't turn the ball over 10 times combined and then also combine to shoot 6 to 29 from the floor. That's not it, especially how this team's constructed. Y'all can't afford to both have a night like that. One of you maybe, but both of you, yeah. That room for error is extremely thin here. But I'm gonna let y'all talk about
it. It really ain't much to say, man. Julius Randle, 37.6 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. I mean, we knew what it was. We've been talking about it, the front court, and they ran into a front court that is extremely equipped to give them problems, and then unlike, against Brooklyn, they weren't able to even answer back at all in any aspect. So, I mean, it got ugly from there. Again, New York was 16 to 30 from 3. Like, there's no reason somebody should be shooting like that against you. That means you weren't closing out. They didn't even see you. It was target practice. Then getting the Bill and Westbrook. I mean, like you said, Wilson combined 10 turnovers, 9 to 29. Against bad shots might as well be turnovers as well. So, especially in a game where you had a disadvantage in the front court, because more than likely you're not going to be able to rebound effectively. It was they just got dominated, man, and they look like the Wizards from December, January, and it's reflected in the final results of these games. So, I mean, I don't like to repeat myself, so yeah, they just gotta get it together, man. If they can, but they've proven that they can. So they just got to find it. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not getting paid to have the answers. So I'm gonna let them folks worry about it.
Denny did well offensively. It was just all around beatdown, man. Let's just call it what it is. No one really played well. The production that the centers gave the Wizards against the Nets, it was non-existent. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, they were not having it. Talked about Randle. The fact he hit 7 out of 10 threes, along with his usual bully ball style, it just deflates you. Then Mitchell Robinson, who just really came back off the injury, 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks, 31 minutes of 7 to 9 shooting. They didn't feel you, man. They didn't feel you. And the Knicks, The Knicks cruised against them. The fact that they shot 51% from the field, 53% from three, and 87% from the free throw line speaks volumes. They only averaged 104 points, but they dropped 131 on y'all. This defense. So all y'all in the comments, we gonna get to y'all soon. We be talking about, man, who we picking and choosing and highlight their trash defense. No, fool. All of them, the team can't play defense. We just highlighted people that at least try. It is what it is. Y'all let a team that averages 104 points come give y'all 131 easily. Like they scored over 30 points in 3 quarters. 2 quarters, they damn near scored 40. Come on, man. It's. I mean, I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship right now. It's just honest, man. Like, look, man, it's one thing. It's one thing if you just don't have the talent. You know, that's one thing. But why do we always have to look across the league sometimes and just wonder about effort? Like these dudes not getting paid a great deal of money to play basketball. That should never be in question. I don't want to hear this, man. Oh, blah blah, the grind and all that. Man, then retire, quit. Because this is not. You're a professional, dog. Like this is not cool. Easy, like pick and roll. Big don't head y'all like he's supposed to. He turns the corner. All right, one of the Wizards big try to rotate to block the shot. Here you go, Nerlens Noel. Here you go, Mitchell Robinson. Here you go, Julius. And it's an easy bucket. I saw the coaches' faces on the sideline. They're deflated because you can't execute what the game plan that they're putting in. And it goes back to the beginning of the season where it was like when their defensive woes were just bad. The same thing we've been seeing the last couple of nights, or pretty much since All-Star break. You know, I was like, they don't trust one another. They don't trust that the other guy's gonna be where they're supposed to be. They don't trust that the other guy will do their job, stay with their assignment on defense. And that's what you're seeing again. But now the trust is so bad, there is no trust. It's just like I don't have any faith. So now guys are overplaying all over the court, and it's just easy to execute because they're so out of position. I mean, come on, man. 53% from three for the Knicks, bro. Like, do they understand? This team don't even shoot that well from three. They shoot 37%. They shot 53%. Bro, they only average. I keep going back. They only average 104 points. And I mean, what else needs to be said, man? We can do with this all day, man. It's bad, man. And the sad thing is, you know, I'm not wishing for this, but the sad thing is how this thing goes is going to cost Scott Brooks his job. And the truth is he don't have much to work with. Try to correct this thing. He done pulled everybody. He done pushed every button. He done thought of every strategy and stuff. We've seen him. We've seen him get, you know, before All-Star break. If you ain't playing well, we bench you. Even if it's one of the guard, Bill Russell. You ain't playing well, you sitting with me. Play everybody. He's tried. It's just the roster. The roster is not where it needs to be to compete, talent-wise at least. But then you add in the fact that a lot of these dudes get so deflated so quick that they stop trying. It's no way I mean, what can he do as a coach to counteract that? So these are the results you get. Mutants.
I did so good today. But yeah, I gave up. We were talking before we started. I used to be a Knicks fan. I gave up these types of relationships. I'm not saying go find another team to like, but choose to check out emotionally. This ain't worth it. If they don't care, I don't know why you should. I'm good. Like, and it becomes more and more apparent every game we watch. Like, clearly, might as well start looking at the lottery, figure out what you're gonna do. Because they just don't care. It's the same thing over and over again. And it's not like it's a really young team where there's no vets or anything at all. Like, you're powered by a veteran backcourt. And I don't need to go look at the usage to know that they got the ball most of the time. So, yeah, we're going to hold y'all accountable. It's not like it's a rookie point guard out there and they're you know what I'm saying? They just falling off the wagon and not running the offense. Not that. No. Yeah, perennial all-star here. Yeah, somebody in their prime here, and it's the same thing every other night. And again, you let a team who can't shoot put 131 up. Like this, it's not like the Knicks have some. They don't even have one guy on their roster like, oh man, that's a sniper. Julius Randle, 7 to 10 from three, comfortable. Like where even if you're not a great shooter, that meant you were comfortable, extremely, extremely comfortable. And we know how Tom Thibodeau teams are. That's the worst type of teams to turn the ball over against.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like death taxes the Tom Thibodeau team finna dive on the floor, keep playing for 48. They don't have no choice because they coach don't play that. And you want to give up the ball. That's just not a good recipe. And they get a day off before they see the Knicks again, right back there in Madison Square Garden. All right, we can get into these. Go ahead. You about to say?
No, I was just gonna say the Wizards actually shot the ball well enough to win. If they just played defense, it could have been a game they could have got. That's effort, man. That's just 1-2, dog. I mean, can't no coach that, man. If he got coach pros and want to play defense, especially at this stage in the season, it's like they checked out. They already waiting for the vacation. It's like they already made vacation plans. That's how it looked tonight.
All right, before we get out of here, going to address some of y'all's comments. And again, we appreciate you all tuning in through whichever avenue that you choose to tune in. And please continue to share your comments, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. I think I got them all, right? Yeah. Yeah, got them all. Let's start. Where do we want to start with these comments? This is the first one. First time I didn't like the analysis. The turnovers are true, but guys, all the love is always for Bill. When Russ is the soul of this team, in spite of the Russ turnover, man, we were close because of him. Bill played like trash, Danny, etc., etc. I just want to see Russ go. So, where do I start on that one? I'm gonna let one of y'all go. Like I said, I'm not choosing violence.
Go ahead,
Raymond. I don't know what the young man expects us to say. They're doing it, and we're just talking about it. Like these turn the ball over at a rapid rate, and at inopportune times. So I don't see how that's excusable. And as far as Bill goes, I mean, when he messes up, we address it too. Like they've been the turnover tandem the last couple games, and it's cost them. They got double-digit turnovers between them. Like you can't do that, especially being the two most veteran players on the team and the two best players. Inexcusable, and those lead to losses. So, man, no matter who you are, when you don't play well, you deserve your criticism. When you play well, you deserve your props. And I think we're pretty even when it comes to that. But yeah, man, I just want to see Russ go. Well, that's gonna be fairly difficult at this point. So get used to it, buddy. Yeah, man, I don't know. Thank you for commenting, but yeah, man, I politely disagree. They don't get it done, and we talk about it. That's all it is.
Well, Raymond was a nice guy about it. I'm gonna be more blunt. My man, appreciate you commenting. Appreciate the support. But we really don't care about y'all if y'all like our analysis. I know I don't. Our job is to tell it like it is, be objective. We don't have any hidden agendas. We telling it like it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, we would love to see these guys with a record that's flipped, that's reversed. They're winning and stuff like that. It will make our job easier. I mean, obviously they're the hometown team. Yeah, we want to see them flourish and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that's not the case. When you play bad, you play bad. Guess what? When you're the point guard and you're turning over 8 times, and tonight he was on his way to doing the same thing, and it seemed to be repeated. That's not a good thing. Any coach at any level will tell you that. You are the first line of offense. You keep handing the ball over to the other team to get extra possessions. Pretty much throughout his career, he's been a high volume turnover guy. I think he's averaging 4.9 this season. That's nearly 5 a game. So at minimum, you're giving the other team 10 points. So what do you want us to say, man? And to say Russ is the heart and soul of the team, nah, he's one of the leaders, just off of respect. But you can't say anybody's the heart and soul of the team that just got here. I mean, let's be for real. He ain't even played a full season here. So he played as many games as Denny. And then he just got drafted. So you're not trying to hear that, man. Look, Russ a bad boy. He a Hall of Famer, All NBA. But we got to stop with all this fanboy stuff and just tell it like it is, man. If it was me playing and I was turning it over, guess what? Raymond switch on my would be saying, I need to stop turning the damn ball over. That's just what it is, man. Like, we're not criticizing them as hurt people and stuff like that. It's just facts, man. You can't do that. Bill, same thing. He's been turnover prone as well. But the main reason that has played the Wizards this entire year is their defense. When they won those games in February, the defense led them to those wins. Outside of February, man, it's been hit or miss. And that's why with their 12 games under 500 now, with the season quickly closing, it's just not. It's just. It's about pride, man. It's just sometimes sports, basketball, it just come down to pride. It just come down to your heart. And I'm just not gonna let this person do that. I don't care. It don't matter what the coach saying after X's and O's, after talent difference and stuff like that. I wanted more than this guy, and you'd be surprised how that can catapult you to a different level. And I don't see guys trying to fight out this hole, man. It's just it is what it is. So. Man, I'm not trying to hear all that, man. Y'all got to stop being so sensitive with y'all fanboyism with certain players and stuff, and be willing to be fair and look at and see if they're playing well or if they're not. Yeah, I understand he got a triple double and all that. That's great, but he's also squatting them with 8 turnovers, minimum 16 points, and I know a few of them had threes attached to them. That put the Wizards in the hole. And also to close it, Brad Bill literally said on a presser after practice, I believe it was yesterday, he pretty much said it. No, it might have been today or yesterday. He pretty much said that the things they can change is, and he looked at himself, I can stop turning the ball over so much. Because he was asked about his transition defense. He's like, well, our transition defense going to be terrible because we turning the ball over. It starts with me. I'm turning the ball over, so yeah, it's going to be hard to get back when they off to the races and I'm helping them. So if the man says the same thing, the best player, the all-star, the franchise player says the same thing, what are you crying for? All right, on you, Wilson.
Yeah, I was just going to say I just had time during this because, everyone loves numbers in this day and age. I love numbers as well. So the reason we keep talking about the turnovers, and I'm not even going to go all the way back to the beginning of his career. I'm just going to talk because, again, numbers, what do they say? Like after things happen 3 times, it's officially a scientific method. I don't care how many times, how many ways you want to split this, talk about this or whatever. Y'all can follow the cursor real quick. We got to go back to 2013, 2014 to when Westbrook's turnovers per game were under 4. This has been a consistent thing. We're not making it up. We're not just being like it's whatever. Like Cardell said, right now it's at 4.9. It's 5. And I get it. I understand all the things that he brings to the table, like Cardell said. And just like we can praise him for the things he brings to the table, you gotta praise him for the things that hurt too. Playing point guard, it's not fun. You're responsible for a lot of things. One of the things you're directly responsible for is not turning that thing over. And I know there's another comment. I'll get to it now. Like, I think, what was it? Is this the one about my man Garrison? Oh, no, not this one. I think it's this one. Hold on. Gotta find it. How about telling players rush passes to catch the ball also? All turnovers don't just be them losing the ball. It's stupid that if I pass you the ball, you don't catch it, or you catch it and lose it, then I get the turnover. Yes, it is stupid. Life's also not fair. That's no different than a quarterback hitting. Just because they hit a wide receiver in their hands doesn't mean it was a good pass. That just means you hit the target. It don't mean that you hit the target well. There's a difference between people that can pass the ball and great passers. Great passers, they put that thing in the pocket. They put that thing on the money. It changed like there. And the sad part is there's a huge difference in that. And that's why, again, like a lot of the times where people love to just bring up numbers, and this is where numbers get you in trouble sometimes, right? If you just broadly look at numbers with no type of context and understanding how they apply, you end up in this place where like, oh man, and I'm not talking about just Russ, but like whoever, they got a triple double, man. They did what they needed to do. I mean, and that's cool in a broader sense. Now, you love numbers so much. Let's take a look at the numbers a little bit more. Again, great passers, you put that thing in the shooting pocket. So by the time they get it, they ready to go already. It's that turns an okay shot into a great shot, an okay pass into a wonderful pass. It's the little things, and also it sucks because I do like the fact that Russ. I think Cardell Ray mentioned this a couple shows ago that he does a great job instilling confidence in teammates by going back to them. Just because you messed up, he's not going to throw you what I'm saying, throw you off the reservation, so to speak, where he doesn't want to pass you anymore. But at the same time, like this is also part of it. Like you're playing point guard. Any team you want to go to, whether you're legitimately the point guard or even if you're Denver, if you're the primary facilitator, this is part of it, bro. This is what it comes with. I don't care if you're at the 1, at the 5, or the 3, whatever. You're on the Lakers, right? Whatever position you want to call Bron, say primary facilitator. If Bron was out here throwing the ball over, if Bron was averaging 4.9 turnovers, y'all would hear it. You know what I'm saying? Let's be completely honest. If Steph Curry was out here turning the ball over 5 times a game, y'all would hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just being real here. And this is what it comes down to. I'm not just picking on Russ. I'm talking about them as a whole, as a group, like Brad said. They turn the ball over so much for 2 dudes to have the ball all the time. Like, they only had like 16 turnovers a night, but these guys had 10 of them. Not great at math, but that's more than 50%. What we doing? And we're not even getting to the usage and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, and no one's, and this is the thing, no one's saying Russ isn't playing hard or all this other stuff. Like Cardo said, y'all got to set aside the fan stuff and just be honest. And this is the other thing. If we thought Russ was trash or Bill was trash or whatever, we wouldn't expect nothing out of him. But these are dudes, Russ, MVP. I'm going to expect more out of MVP than Garrison Matthews. Like, and if I don't, there's something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever my man gives me is a bonus. He's ideally here because I don't got a wing to slide in right there right now. That's it. And he played hard. If some of the most talented folks you had played hard all the time, he wouldn't be seeing the court. But we're here now. These are the issues that this team has. And look, man, it's just that simple. All right, this is one that I think is interesting. I want you guys to share your thoughts on. We need blocks, steals, deflections, more running the floor from bigs. We just need better athletes. Something I think we've all mentioned before. This from Investing Out the Blue. And then Al, I think we should look at free agency and get some decent players. Here's some of the players we can add at the moment to get a better bench. I believe they're all free agents. At least this will help the bench. And he mentioned Kyle Korver, Gerald Green, Damari Carroll, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and Thon Maker.
One is the reason why they're out the league, so they're not going to help. With all due respect, that don't make sense. You just throwing names out there. Kyle Korver can possibly, if he was in shape, who knows, he could possibly hit a few threes, but he will be food on offense. So that's just adding another type of player that they already have. So that's not going to help. Gerald Green, they may not even be able to afford him, even though he's out the league right now. Damari Carroll, he was limited when he was at his best. He was tough and rugged. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, they have guys like that already. Thon Maker, always been a project. He never quite matched the height that he had coming out of high school. And Thon Maker, what's the difference between him and Bonga? You know what I mean? Just being real, same type of guy. So you already have those type of players, and it's not helping, man. I do agree with my man, which is investing. What I'm gonna call them investing. We need blocks and steals, deflections, more running the floor from bigs. We just need better athletes. Yeah, I've been screaming that the last few years. Wilson's been hearing me sit right next to him, draft saying get this big and getting frustrated. And now I'm literally seeing these two bigs, especially Lob Williams and Mitchell Robinson, destroy the Wizards just because of it. They didn't pick them. That's what happens. It comes back to haunt you, man. You know what I mean? So, look, man, as far as the last post about the passing and stuff like that, yeah, I get it. You know, if I pass it to you, go through your hands, that's not my fault. But you gotta understand your personnel. They got a habit of doing that. Do what Magic Johnson used to do. Beam that joint, hit him in the face. So when it bounced off his face and his nose, hopefully his nose ain't broke. If it is, good. I bet he learned how to get his hands up and catch that joint. Sometimes you gotta do that. Like James Worthy tell that story all the time. Magic Johnson, when he was a rookie, he wasn't paying attention. Magic Johnson beamed that full court pass, hit him right upside his head. He took the turnover to let him know, look, be ready at all times, especially with me. Passes come out like that. So same thing, Rush. It's up to them to be ready and alert, catch the pass, and finish. Because sometimes as a pro, that's the only way you can get through, especially with the length and athleticism that's out there on the court, man. IQ. I mean, it's the NBA, best players in the world. So the room for error is small. So that might be the only way he can get it to you so you can get the job done. But that's few and far in between, man. A lot of those passes, Rush turns the ball over, the ball slipping out his hands on layups. He throwing a bullet pass to the front row, and nobody's in the stands. It's just a lot of poor decisions. That's where a lot of his turnovers come from. And when you have a night like tonight where he don't shoot well and he's on and he even in the limited amount of minutes he had, he still had about 5 turnovers. It puts you in a hole, man. And the Wizards can't afford to have those mistakes. Not this type of team, man. He took care of the ball, had those triple doubles. We wouldn't have any complaints. We would just say, you know what? He played a perfect game. Russ, you go sit over there. We go take a shower, go home to your family, bro. You did your job. Let's focus on everybody else. But that's not the case. It's enough blame to go around. Believe me, man. Like I said, the Senators gave them nothing. Rui, yeah, he had a good little stretch, bro. Julius Randle showed him he has a long way to go. Denny, yes, offensively he woke up, he came alive, but he got to figure that defensive end out, man. He fouled out for a reason. He couldn't guard anybody. They put him in the pick and roll. They picked on him. Garrison Matthews, unfortunately, man. Look, man, I'm trying to be real nice. I'm trying to, because it's certain players you genuinely mess with, but I mean, 1 for 1, 5 points. He played 21 minutes, man. They got 8 of it. Alex Lang really didn't give him anything. Lopez really didn't give him anything. I mean, Neto did play solid off the bench. Wagner, when he came in, he was pretty good, but the game was over by then, man. It's just they can't get any consistent play out of everybody that they need to try to win the game. So that's where we at, man. It's just until that happens, it's gonna continue to be like this, man.
Yeah, just name a different player on the night. That's pretty much it. He wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. Like, that's not being rude. That's just what it is. Sometimes as cliche it is, like, you are what your record is, man. They here for a reason. Ain't nobody do this to them. They did this to themselves. This is why they're here. Trade deadline happens this week. Matter of fact, I think it's Thursday. So we'll see what happens. Maybe some of you might get your wish. Some people might leave. Some people might, we'll see what happens. But all we do know, we know they have a slim margin for error. There's a proven recipe that they've shown us this year that they need to follow to be in games late in to get wins. Nights like tonight, when they don't check any of those boxes, they don't follow the recipe at all, they go in that kitchen, try to do what they want, this is what you get. It's just that simple. But we appreciate y'all for commenting. Look forward to your next comments. I'm sure they'll be fun. I'm delighted to talk about them come Thursday. Y'all have a good night off. The team has a night off. Y'all have a night off. Do a couple woo sides. And again, if you're emotionally invested, I'm going to pray for you. That's what I gave up my NBA team. It's just so easy. They're not going to bother me. Because this would bother me watching this on a regular basis, man. Like, at least the stinky Knicks play hard. Like, gosh. But, hey, I'm grown now. Going to be an adult, choosing peace, not violence. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging with us. Outlook.